when I first saw light. A light in sound, a sound like power in light, rhythm in all thought, and joyance everywhere. Coleridge. I climbed the apple tree, back in the orchard. I knew the limbs, the spots to sit or lounge, draped on a favorite branch, a chance for me to watch. Quiet cowbells gentle are Hereford heard, back into my ears, simmered in summer sun, gathered on shaded ground, between the upper pasture and the spring that boiled the cooling water, gathered in the pond. I was 5, and so was everything. There's something ancient in the memory. The trout hid from the surface of the pond, hovered deep below, searching for shade and shadow in a cool and quiet, dark liquidity. New Jersey swelters in the still July, and no chill can be found. Mirage on asphalt, air a hazing, salt sweat stings the eye. On sun-striated ground, summer's soil is steaming. I was strong enough to grasp a shadow. The bark was rough, I was light and quick. Something nearly mystic, surely atavistic, pulled me up the tree trunk from below onto the cradling branch. Newly limbed, nimble and elastic, I balanced there, aware, my breathing slowing until, in a midday trance, drowsy, drifting, rhythmic, I branched into another part of being. They gathered on the grassless orchard ground. Doe eyes, slow eyes, cowbells rocked a chime. They circled, swayed, and hovered as if they had discovered, as they snorted in and out of sound, in and out of time, that peace ascends in rhythm. On branch in trance, back into me now, I could sense an easiness in them. They slumbered on in a daydream as I stretched out upon that apple bough. I noticed that the leaves had dampness on them, deep green steeped in drops of summer sweat. I touched them with my fingers, that stickiness still lingers, a bitter taste that snaps back like a stem. I see the apple buds, the tight young spheres, their greening vase, a leafy amulet, the sweetest cider that the fall will bring, the cow-corn harvest, autumn's golden ears, the dry stalk stacks, and cannot quite forget that once, before I listened, I began to sing. Cradled on that rough-barked apple tree, clinging to its scales in perfect balance, I felt the earth's harmonics, tightened and eclectic, a humming light, the light I soon would see. The chords that warmed my spine made of me a valence that spread and melted into everything, fused me and infused me as I divined a synesthetic sense of synthesis. Then all at once the light began to sing. The particles of light appeared as diamonds. They moved as though a river in a stream, layers, layered layers, thick as evening prayers, a sea of tiny islands floated on in fluid crystal waves. I could hear light's precincts in my dream. I could hear the sound of everything. I could see the way that stillness moves. I could hear the blue, the clear, the green, the roans and whites, and everything was breathing. I sizzled as the sun rays pierced me with their shafts. I rustled on the branch and watched a trembling leaf. Some calm and smiling thing had overwhelmed my being as I began to ride the breeze's drafts and lay adrift upon those brilliant seas of light. The wonderment did not require belief. Content in everything, my lips began to smile, my smile to laugh. I saw the voice of light, a sheer delight, and hear it here whenever I may sing. As if I had awakened, I climbed down from the tree. It was time to go back to the house. I stopped to pet the cows, still underneath the boughs. They turned their heads toward me. They were my friends. Together we arose, and as I walked away, I felt them watching. I turned to wave, and light leapt off my hands. And just before the kitchen door was closed, I turned, and all of them were watching. True story.